prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really?
Better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter.
His basics are solid. His fundamentals are solid. He's strong. He's physical. He's moved up and become, solid at a heavier weight than when he started in his career. He's grown into. He's got great experience.
Floyd Mayweather is often regarded as one of the greatest defensive boxers in history, but many within the boxing community believe facing Terence Crawford would be a grave mistake. Analysts caution that Mayweather, long retired and past his prime, would risk both his legacy and health against a pound-for-pound star like Crawford. Known for his devastating combinations, impeccable timing, and ability to adapt to any opponent, Crawford presents a dangerous challenge many feel Mayweather should avoid entirely.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, now that was a big take. And of course, he's fought both of them.
Yeah, he would know.
Yeah, so that was a big take. But
Not
yeah,
really.
I think so.
Both of them. Not for people who watch boxing. No, that's not. No.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that we sent that Terence Crawford some love, because he also talked a lot that night about how people underestimated him and thought, because people didn't really. He doesn't have the biggest star power, that he wasn't going to win the fight, and he definitely took that home. So congratulations to him. Now he doesn't have the biggest star power.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was saying that people were underestimating him because of that.
Mayweather retired with a flawless 50-0 record, cementing his reputation as a defensive master. Terence Crawford, also undefeated, has built his own legacy as a multi-division world champion. His ability to switch stances, coupled with high ring IQ, power, and versatility, makes him one of today's most complete fighters. As Crawford continues his dominance, comparisons and debates naturally arise over how he and Mayweather might have fared against each other in their primes.
Terence Crawford on Saturday has not only become the pound-for-pound #1 fighter, I honestly believe that he surpasses now Floyd Mayweather as the best fighter of this generation. That's what I believe.
If that was the goal by Floyd, to be undisputed, then he would have chased undisputed. Chased champions until he became the money draw.
Do you know that Floyd never unified any of the divisions he fought in?
Because he's never had to. It was a draw. He just didn't have to. He done the hard work in getting there.
Terence Crawford started out his boxing career as a lightweight, and now he's gone up to super middleweight and become the undisputed super middleweight champion, beating a guy like Canelo, who, listen, previously, man, he was wreaking havoc through that division. And Terence Crawford's just gone out there and taken the belt off him with, let's be honest, relative ease.
Three-division world champion Shane Sugar Mosley stirred debate by suggesting Crawford could hold the edge over certain versions of Mayweather. He highlighted Crawford's power, versatility, and switch-hitting ability, which create unpredictable angles and dangerous offensive opportunities. Mosley argued that against money Mayweather, Crawford might prevail. However, he acknowledged that the younger, more aggressive pretty boy Mayweather would pose a far tougher challenge.
Go ahead.
Did you believe or do you agree with the fact that Canelo is saying Crawford is better than Mayweather from an outsider's perspective, having not fought Crawford? Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Former world champion Tim Bradley has openly stated his belief that Crawford would defeat a prime Mayweather. Bradley praised Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and timing, while also acknowledging Mayweather's defensive brilliance. Still, he insists Crawford's offensive arsenal and tactical depth would allow him to eventually break through.
distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the
Shane
Sam
hurt
Judah
him.
fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you
No.
think he fought him in his prime?
No.
Exactly.
And
Max,
Zab wasn't
exactly.
quite a Shane-level fighter. That's true. Listen,
There
it'd be
you
a great
go,
match.
Max.
Amir Khan, who has faced Crawford himself, holds great respect for the champion and believes there's a strong case Crawford could beat Mayweather. Khan emphasized Crawford's remarkable timing, noting how he disrupts opponents' rhythm, makes razor-sharp adjustments, and punishes openings with precise combinations. Reflecting on his own experience, Khan explained how Crawford frustrates fighters by making them miss narrowly, then capitalizing instantly. In his view, Crawford's mix of offense, intelligence, and adaptability might even overwhelm Mayweather's legendary defensive skills.
Look, when I was in the ring with him, even though towards after the 1-2 rounds, I started getting my rhythm, but I have to say, probably one of the best fighters I've ever faced, honestly. And I've faced the likes of Canelo, and I was at boxing fighters like him. Every fight I've lost previously was when I was up on points, and obviously might have got caught with a good shot and got knocked out or whatever. But with Crawford, his timing was so on point. I mean, like, what a great fight he was, technician. And I'll always, look, I'm not a hater in any way. Look, even though the fight went the way it did, but I just think his timing was amazing, and just everything about the game plan he had for the fight. I mean, he's a brilliant fighter. You cannot take that away from him. And if he was to fight any welterweight, being Manny Pacquiao, being Errol Spence, being even Floyd Mayweather, I think Crawford would beat a lot of them, maybe all of them. Even and the only fight I would say for him would be a good fight technically would be someone like Mayweather. But I really think he would beat Mayweather.
Former two-division champion Carl Frampton believes Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez redefined his place in boxing's hierarchy. Frampton argued that Crawford's control of the fight, dictating pace, inflicting damage, and dominating throughout, proved he has reached a level capable of challenging Mayweather at his very best. He compared Crawford's technical mastery, ring generalship, and finishing power to the benchmark performances often cited when discussing prime Mayweather.
Feeling that Crawford is going to nick it. I think if he does nick it, it does kind of have to be a stinker. He has to move and use his feet. I think Canelo's feet aren't what they once were, but certainly he's a stronger man in the fight. I think we're going to see a very close one, possibly even a draw, but if you put a gun to my head, I would say Crawford in a close points decision.
You talk a bit about the fight maybe not catching fire in the way some are expecting. If Terence Crawford is to win the fight, does it have to be that sort of fight? And leading from that, can he hurt Canelo Alvarez?
I don't think so. I mean, look at the shots guys like Golovkin bounced off Canelo's head. It's almost like he's unhurtable. We seen him hurt by Miguel Cotto's brother a number of years ago, but that was it really, and he was a young boy. So I think that I don't expect to see Terence hurting or being able to hurt Canelo. But there's a way he can win the fight, and that is by outboxing him.
If Terence Crawford does win, as you're predicting, does he rival Alexander Usyk for that number 1 pound-for-pound spot?
You have to start. I've never really thought about it, but that's a good question, and he'd certainly be in yeah.
Shakur Stevenson sees Crawford as one step away from entering the greatest of all-time conversation, particularly if he defeats Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson praised Crawford's skill, movement, and ring IQ, suggesting those tools could neutralize Canelo's offense and swing the fight decisively in Crawford's favor. He emphasized that a victory over a superstar of Canelo's stature would not merely add to Crawford's resume but would serve as a defining moment in boxing history, one that secures his place among the sport's all-time elites.
Beats Canelo convincingly, right? Would you put him above Floyd, an all-time great?
See, I ain't
Give me a solid answer. Come on, Shakur. Don't dance around that, bro.
I can't get into that because at the end of the day, it's like.
But that's just an opinion.
It's opinionated.
Right, I want your opinion.
My opinion on it, I think Bud is the greatest of all time after doing this.
Okay.
But.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Floyd is the greatest of all time in my eyes, too. Like, the shit I done watched with him is like, he's one of my favorite fighters. So.
I know.
Terence Crawford has pushed back against constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather, making it clear he doesn't see their careers or styles as directly aligned. He points out that Mayweather fought in a different era, with unique opponents, promotional dynamics, and public expectations. Crawford's journey, he emphasizes, has followed its own path. While he acknowledges that debates make for entertaining media talk, Crawford insists his focus remains on what he can control, refining his craft, choosing the right fights, and staying consistent. For him, the real measure is proving himself against top-level opposition, not stacking his record against Mayweather's legacy.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. There ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
many boxing analysts have criticized Mayweather's string of exhibition bouts, arguing they tarnish both his reputation and the sport itself. The main criticism is that these fights are often mismatches, pitting him against non-elite opponents such as influencers and YouTubers rather than genuine contenders. Critics argue the contests lack competitive merit and exist primarily as money-making spectacles.
Money Mayweather up until recently didn't have any money, so Floyd is the highest earning athlete in his career, making over $1.1 billion. And after making a killing, he ended up retiring in 2017. However, he dug himself into a hole after making super lavish purchases like this LA mansion. It was so bad that he actually owed $22.2 million to the IRS, which made him have to come out of retirement to pay that back. Like and follow for more.
Oscar de la Hoya has been especially vocal, calling some of Mayweather's exhibitions embarrassing and claiming they make a mockery of boxing. Other commentators have echoed his view, questioning the entertainment value of such spectacles and arguing that they do little to showcase Mayweather's true skill.
I want to say, but I won't say it. But other than, Leonard Ellerby is a boxing man. He knows deep down that was absolutely horrendous. And the other thing is as well, when you've got a guy in the environment that we're living at the moment, right, after a tough year for a lot of people, to come out at the press conference and just basically laugh at people and say, I just took your money. It was a bank job. It was a heist. It was like I conned you into, I mean, those pay-per-views in America, I think they were like $60. I mean, he basically just took the piss out of the fans. But I don't blame him, he made an absolute fortune. Good luck to him. I'm not having a go at Floyd Mayweather. I'm just a fan who's allowed to give my opinion. Absolutely dreadful. Even Floyd Mayweather was embarrassed at a press conference after. He basically said, I'm not doing that again. The biggest winner was Logan Paul. I mean, he's just gone 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. And actually, at times...
Did you think he got knocked out and held up?
I think at times Floyd Mayweather was actually really trying. But anyway, it was what it was. But it all comes back to the pressure is on us. Not us as in me and Matchroom, but it is on boxing. If we don't make good fights, you're going to see more and more of this. Because if Gervonta Davis against Mara Barros is doing 100,000 buys, and Andy Ruiz against Areola is doing 80,000 buys or 100,000 buys, and you've got that doing 1 million, what are the broadcasters going to want? That. We have to save boxing. We, not just me, all of us. And the fighters have got to step up, the managers have got to step up, the trainers have got to step up. We've got to pay the money for these guys to have real fights. And that's what you'll see at Fight Camp.
Promoter Eddie Hearn also blasted one of Mayweather's exhibitions, describing it as absolutely horrendous and damaging to boxing's reputation. ESPN's Stephen A. Smith was equally critical, accusing Mayweather of hand-picking opponents far below his caliber. Smith went as far as confronting Mayweather directly, asking if he valued his wealth more than his legacy.
Where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never gonna stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match, all right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that, it was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC, I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see just anybody on the basketball court playing against LeBron James. He won't do it. He doesn't have to. It's a waste of his time. You might see footages of Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it.
The announcement of a 2026 exhibition fight between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson has stirred fresh controversy, with many questioning the credibility and purpose of such events. Mayweather, however, has defended his exhibitions, arguing they allow him to stay active and earn on his own terms. He maintains that retirement shouldn't mean disappearing altogether, but rather having the freedom to choose when and how to perform. According to Mayweather, these fights give both longtime and newer fans a chance to see him in action, even if not in official competition. He also insists that building wealth through exhibitions is no different from how successful figures in other fields continue to expand their influence later in life.
Dubai, pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart and Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wanted.
Warnings from experts that Mayweather should avoid facing Terence Crawford are rooted in more than just hype. Crawford's recent performances have elevated his status as arguably the sport's current top fighter. Promoter Bob Arum has even stated he believes Crawford would defeat a prime Mayweather. Unless Mayweather could somehow return with the reflexes, sharpness, and hunger of his prime years, many analysts argue the risks of such a fight outweigh the potential rewards. In their view, it may be wiser for Mayweather to let Crawford shape the narrative rather than putting his legacy on the line.
What's up, fight fans? Prime for prime. Who wins a fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Bud Crawford? Bob Arum says Bud. Do you agree?
For prime, who would have won, Crawford or Mayweather? Prime for prime.
Crawford.
Really? Why?
Because Crawford is a unique kind of fighter that other fighters haven't seen. And the ability that he has to switch, you know, fighters aren't used to that. They don't train for that. I just think Crawford is a very, very unique talent.
What do you think? Could Crawford surpass Mayweather if they ever shared the ring, or is Mayweather's legacy still untouchable? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Knockout Voyage for more amazing boxing content. Stay tuned for the next big fight.